Hello, everybody. This is Preston Poulter here with Pocket Jazz Comics. Welcome to my channel. I am joined by two newly minted comic creators here. We got Larry Holder and John Lamont, both in the month of October, went and did some cool stuff.
Yes.
Speaking of which, we need to plan better so that we don't have Kickstarters all in the same month.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. And the reason we need to plan
because some people they budget and all that kind of stuff.
is because I'm the person who's marketing all three of us. And
Well, you are now.
Want to overwhelm my audience with too many demands.
That too. That too, definitely.
That too. Yeah. So, all right. So,
but hey, they came through. So
I absolutely, yeah. Look, I deliver on my stuff.
You got like a budding business here, so you know.
And let's. Oh, wait, we have. But wait, there's more. Hello, Danny.
Of course, I show up. I have a calendar notification every week.
Yeah.
There we go. Fantastic. So I don't think we have any scripts today, but I wanted to put a video where we're just kind of going over, because we just had 2 Kickstarters finish, and for that matter, we had another one launch. So let me go ahead and show everybody.
There's a new Kickstarter app.
Yeah, let me go ahead and show everybody this wonderful new thing that Danny has been working on for us.
We have more than one Kickstarter up, or just
we do.
yours?
Yeah, we got a ton.
Oh my god!
Well,
not a ton.
Right now there's mainly just mine, honestly. Okay, so I'm gonna go clicking share screen.
On mine. You're gonna get a call soon, Preston. We'll figure something out.
Okay, fantastic.
January. Yeah.
Entire screen. I want window. I want. Oh wait, Chrome tab. There it is. Chrome tab. Okay, sorry. All right. So first off, here's Primal Chaos by first-time comic creator Larry Holder. There we go. We brought in 96 backers, and we're seeing a pretty good. A decent. All right. So it was. All right. I put you down for 2 weeks, I think.
Yep.
That's not bad for a 2-week campaign. I gotta say, I was
pretty good. Yeah.
All right, well, hold on. Now, I just want to first off, you see these midpoints here? Like, there's a few days where not much happened. So, like, all right, it was 1712. Then we went to 1750. Then we went to 1880. You know, we're picking up like 100 a day or so. We went to 1845 because somebody canceled their pledge. Those bastards. So you like, I
hate when that happens.
Yeah. And meanwhile,
man, you were so needy about that.
you and Kickstarter doesn't let you message them either.
Well, I mean, we didn't make a live stream about it or anything, so yeah.
So I sent him a message and was like, "Hey, my broke ass will get you over the finish line." Just like
there you go. Yeah.
Right? He was like, "No, man, we're totally good." 2 days later, dude, it's all gonna go horribly wrong. Dude, we're totally good. Oh my god, it went wrong again. And then I was like, "Screw it, you're getting my $5. Send me a digital copy."
There we go. Okay, so before we get here, let me show you. Let me show you this other.
It's not quite that dramatic, but it was pretty close.
Well, you know, we're telling a story to strangers, and so we need to have the drama.
Yeah.
John. I'm working
exactly. So here were the here are the emails I sent for Larry, and so new Kickstarter launched. Boom, 4%, not bad. Not great, but not bad. And then I got with a all right, so in fact I should probably have multiple tabs. But okay, so that brought us in. God, now I got it. All right, I'll look at that brought us in a good $754 after day one. We got this cool full response rate, and we had $750. And Larry, I came to you, and what did I say? All right, I'll tell you what I said. I said, Larry, you are pacing to hit your goal, congratulations, which you were.
Mm-hmm.
I also said, I feel you're going to struggle a bit because, backer tracker, looking at projections, people aren't exactly lapping up what we're selling here, but I think we can get there. But you're going to need to be out there promoting yourself and putting a little bit of social pressure on people like, hey, come on, we're buds. You got to back you're not going to let me fail, right? You're not going to, this is my campaign. You're not going to let me fail. I said,
I'm good at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I said, you got to go do that. Or I said, there is door B if you don't feel like that, which is we can throw tits at the problem. And Larry
said, a little
said,
bit of both. Yeah.
That sounds better. Now, initially, I suggest before the campaign started, I looked at his covers and I said, I think these covers are a little weak. I think they could do with a little fortification, as Time Magazine might put it. And Larry was like, no, we don't need none of that. I'm like, okay. So then day one happens and we're at $750 and suddenly Larry's like, tits, you say? I was like, yes. So then we check this out. Next email, new sexy angel cover. Oh, look, we had 7%. That's the first time I've ever seen the day 2 email outperform the day 1. I've never seen that before, Larry. We're breaking new ground on that.
That's funny, actually.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So boom. So that got us, all of a sudden we went from 750 to 1350, and that was pretty good. And then I don't like to beat up my audience, so I feel like if I'm sending them an email and I get like a 1% response rate, then I'm like, oh, they've already seen it, they've already clicked it, and they decided they don't like it. Whoever's left, because this email will filter out the current backers and just send it to the non-backers. So that's neat. So that's part of why I'll make these campaigns shorter, is because I don't want, if I'm sending emails and I'm getting a 1% response rate and the thing is just starting to drag, I feel like you really lose momentum and people are like, oh, this book sucks. So by making it shorter, we're able to kind of maintain the intensity, Not to mention, I also had to plan that John Lamont would come out of the gates and then fall, and then I'd have to turn and go. It was like combat. I had to come here, John, and get him up, and we all had to kind of get over the finish line together. So since Larry's campaign was only 2 weeks, I could go, okay, Larry, boom, finish line, and then I could grab John, and John was every day. Here, let me show you. Let me show you what I did here. I gotta say, and we can see some cool things from this. We can see, one, I want to say that I feel like John had a bit of a better product because, which here I can show you. So these were Larry's covers here. We had this one, which was a pretty good seller. The Matt Weldon
that's
cover.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah. And initially,
I don't usually back physicals, but that was a nice cover.
Yeah. So we had this one, and then all right. So this was our main retail cover, and when I'm doing it, the main retail cover is done by the team, and for that matter, I don't even like coming up with the idea. I as Danny can tell you, I'm like, whatever you fellows think is good, we'll go with. So here's the main retail cover.
And then we do, and then you come up with 3 completely different ideas because actually you had them in mind anyways, and then we just do a ton of covers.
Well, yeah, of course, right. But I'm saying the retail cover, the one that goes on the value book, which I'm going to sell for $10 plus shipping, will be whatever the current art team that worked on the book and the editor seemed to think. So
I'm
this
so
was
hyped about the retail cover for Lords of Iron, by the way. And
it's good.
Larry and John haven't seen it yet, have they?
John saw, both Larry and John saw the inks on it, and John declared it busy. John said it was busy. All right, John.
I heard dizzy.
Did I say dizzy or busy? I think I said busy.
You said busy. You said it was busy.
Yeah, it's definitely busy. I mean, the direction was if a Russian artist were to develop the poster for Star Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then because Preston has 3-in-1 for his primary antagonist.
I do, yeah.
It kind of got nuts.
Triple your pleasure. So, all right. So this is the main retail cover, and Larry's being a colorist here, and that's cool. And that's fine. Now, when this one came in, Larry also proposed, "Oh, I can't wait to paint this," and I'm like, "Hold up," because like, all right, neat. But if you do the color on basically everything. Like, because I have a feeling you did the color on this one
I
too.
did on that one, yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Like if you did the colors on all of them, then I feel like that would be like the same style, and it wouldn't be providing much variety.
True.
So here we had whatever colorist Danny's using on his book.
Graphic novel, Sleepwalkers.
No. Oh, is this the Sleepwalkers?
Yeah.
Matt Weldon doesn't do colors?
He does not. No, he is not a colorist. He does not.
He does not. He usually hires somebody to do them, but yeah.
Felipe's my colorist on the graphic novel, and he's upgraded himself to also being the illustrator.
There we go.
Illustrator in the first arc had health issues and had to back out.
All right.
Nice.
So and then we had Primal. So here's Ben Dunn, and people love Ben Dunn. I like Ben Dunn. I've known him through a number of shows. He's from Texas. I bump into him. So tell us how you got Ben Dunn to do US a cover.
He was offering like $50 commissions on Facebook one day, so I just messaged him. He's like, "Send me an idea," and then like a month later, it showed up in my mailbox. So
there you go.
Right, I hadn't even paid him yet, so
okay.
But I did pay him, so yeah.
All right, so we had Ben Dunn, and I have this campaign has since been fulfilled. So as the guy shipping out your books, I can tell you sold a fair number of these. I was surprised how many people bought the Ben Dunn cover.
Well, why don't we scroll down the campaign and see, or were they all add-ons?
All right, so the Ben they were priced for. Okay, so here we go. Here's the campaign. Here with $5 you could get the PDF, and then at $12 you could get the retail physical cover. That includes shipping. So I had to go up a little bit from my usual $10 because I had to pay for me since this was Larry's campaign. So this is $12 the retail cover, and then sketch cover. We sold a fair number of sketch covers. Just sketch cover. Here it is.
5 back?
I mean, we only sold 5 here, but a fair number of people added it on.
Oh, good.
So,
yeah, they're fun to have around.
Yeah,
so,
and basically everything was 12 and 15. Like this cover was 15, and Ben Dunn's cover was 15. And then if you wanted our highest price point here was this cover right here, which is going to $20 delivered, and that's still not a bad price.
No.
And we only issued 50 of them. I was really trying to push the value as much as I could here. So, $20 delivered for one of 50, Matt Weldon. It's not bad. It's decent. But, and you could get one of everything for 45, which was cool. But again, we sent out that email and that got 4% response rate, and 7% was New Sexy Angel, bam. And that, again, having done your shipping, the majority of the physical orders had added on the Sexy Angel cover for an extra $20. And
interesting.
Yeah, if we didn't have Sexy Angel, just doing the arithmetic, you wouldn't have crossed the goal. Now, of course, you would have, because people would have gone, I'm not going to let Larry fail. But look, just like the situation I told you, right? It's like you either got to go out with hat in hand and go, okay, folks, this is the time to support me. Or you can just, throw boobs at the problem, and boobs solve the problem nicely. You did get over your goal here, and that's cool. But if we look at let's see, where's Angel of Darkness? So Angel of Darkness, did better. We have more backers at 141, and we have a higher both total and I also believe pledge, like average pledge level.
Yeah, I think my average backer pledge, whatever, was like $5 or $6 more.
Right. So, and I think part of that is because we had some cool covers. Now, I'm not doing fulfillment on this one, and I haven't really studied it, but I assume you're doing the logistics here, John. How did the cover distribution break down?
So by and large, Keith Garvey was the top earner. Yeah. I think I sold about 60 of those.
That's
just on this campaign, between the pledges, the add-ons, and my bundle, my every book bundle.
Yeah.
So I moved about 60 of those.
All
the Whiskey Paint was the second runner-up.
Okay.
Wasn't quite up to high. I think it was moved about 40 of those.
Well, considering how much Whiskey Paint costs, 40 is very cost-effective, right?
Yeah. No, I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean,
like you paid for him 3 times over if you sold 40 units. You know, so
I think between because you can get them as add-ons and as the main pledge and in every book if you add them all up, I think it was about 40.
Right.
For those.
So there you go. And I got and the reason if we go here to the emails that I'm pushing out, I was really doing a lot of get the Keith Garvey cover because Whiskey Paint doesn't have a name. You know, like people are, Keith Garvey, he does stuff for Zenescope, and people will be like, oh, I buy Keith Garvey's stuff over here at Zenescope. Why don't I buy it over here? Whereas few people are going to think, fewer are going to think that about Whiskey Paint because Whiskey Paint doesn't have quite the name yet. But I do got to say, in my circle, I know Skinny was like, I'm going to get me a Whiskey Paint cover when he saw what happened with Larry Holder's campaign. Where there was like, day 1, is this my day 2? Oh wow, because we had it on that Whiskey Paint cover.
I totally would recommend. I mean, I am totally going to be using him again.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to be using both of them again for my next campaign. But Whiskey Paint because he's good and he's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Keith Garvey because he brings in the money. He brings people in. His boobs bring all the boys to the yard.
I can borrow some of your illustrators because I'm still dealing with cover A right now, but I know variant covers are a thing, and I need to actually have conversations.
Speaking of, all right, Danny, editor person. What do we think of this version by Whiskey Paint of Queen Orica?
Where are the abs?
The abs are.
He's only selling tits.
Well, look, she's on her knees. We are viewing. This is the angle of the priestess from the scene that got all those likes on Reddit.
I'd have her in some clothes that are coming off, get her knees out farther apart, and then lean her back.
Yeah, we need some thighs here. I mean, come on now.
All right. Well.
Okay, so I know what you're going for. I don't. So what is actually? Is that blood or what's being poured all over her?
I don't know. I've just been working with her. I can show you about this is like
argument.
This is like Bukkake cover here. So
that was the scene. That was the scene.
It was the scene, yeah.
So that was the scene. Scene from that page where she's being poured in blood.
Yeah.
And it's like all Bukkake blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, go for it. I love it.
If
that's on someone's wall, it looks like he's going to come out and eat them.
That's also good. That's also good.
He's not a sex object.
I don't know, but yeah.
I like it.
There's going to be some mouth action for sure.
I think this.
I say keep it away from your teenage boys. Otherwise, you're going to run out. You're never going to have tissues in your house.
Exactly. I think this one's
good. I did really well with
option double D, as we put it. There we go. Yeah.
For the Myth Butcher, the sexy monster pinups that Kayla drew did surprisingly well.
You see,
and
as soon
those
as
were just nightmare fuel.
Yeah. All right. So, but share screen. All right. So now let's go to this. So yeah. So if we're looking at the email campaigns, so. I switched from going, okay, go Larry, go Larry, go Larry, go Larry, go Larry, to suddenly, hey, John Lamont, check him out. And, all right, so we went from, all right, Larry, you see, my last one I did for him, get one of only 50, and, it had kind of petered out. Here I'm seeing a response rate of 2%. But I start with, hey, here's Angel of Darkness, and boom, we get a 5% one. And then we get a 4% one, and then the last 48 hours, Primal Chaos go, and we get a 1% one. Like there was, people were getting kind of exhausted on the Primal Chaos, I think. And again, this is why I think shorter campaigns are better, because that way you don't get in this case where you're just beating a dead horse. And then we came back here with Larry's campaign, or no, with John's campaign, and I'm keeping it above 2%. So here's 3%, here's 3, and then I'm starting to hit a little bit of doldrums here, and then I'm hitting some ones, and then okay, fine. And then Lords of Iron, hey, I got a 2%. People don't even like that one. I need to. I
don't know. I got like 4 emails from it today. So
yes, I know. I'm very persistent like that.
That's fine.
But all right, so
well, that's interesting because
I think you might have. Hopefully, you didn't like annoy all of your people.
No.
Over the past 30 days.
It's par for the course. We're all used to it now. But
look, I'm trying to get people conditioned to get ready for their daily email from Preston.
Yeah.
It did get a little bit spammy.
Look,
so I think maybe overlapping campaigns this much is a bit excessive.
Probably wasn't
maybe
a good idea.
A week in between.
It just happened that way.
I look forward to getting people used to their daily email from Preston. All right.
You know what, though? It would be really cool.
Some people may opt out, but that's okay because people are coming in. And, like, as long as I can just put more in the hopper than leave out the chute, then...
I mean, like,
as long as
I don't
you
see
gain
any
more
problem.
leads than lose.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with that. Like, if you're pitching a comic a month, I mean, that's good, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, I don't.
I'm like, oh my god, he's actually doing what CG said it was gonna do.
But
and
I know.
It's like,
crazy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, leaving that aside, that definitely puts Preston in real publisher land.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
that was why in the beginning I said we should plan better.
Yeah.
So that we don't have our campaigns overlapping and just give people a little bit of a break. And
there were other people overlapping too, but anyway, yeah.
No, I understand that. I'm just it was just something that occurred to me when you launched like a day before I launched, and I had been planning on launching during October for like 4 months. I've been telling y'all my plan was to launch, but anyway, that's besides the point. But
I blame Preston for that one. It was his decision. So.
Preston's fault. Blame Preston.
It was ready to go. So I mean, go for it. I mean, it's like why wait? I get it. It's cool. I just
Look, I had a little bit of a gap between the end of Guinevere 5 and the start of Lords of Iron, and I'm like, okay, I can work in Larry's campaign and get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And there it is. So
congratulations.
Yeah. So Larry, 96 backers, $2,600. I feel like because I was marketing both of you were being marketed by me to my audience. John was being marketed a bit longer, but I feel like I was consistently, and showing you like the email return rates, I was consistently getting more mileage out of the emails I was doing for John. I was showing you, Larry, like even when it was 48 hours left, go back, you've got a 1%. So, whereas with John, I was able to get a good 5 or 6 emails out of get a Keith Garvey 1 of 100. You got to get it now, and it would get people to click. So I want to say that what the self-evident message here, overwhelmingly, in my opinion, is the higher production value you have in your book and the better looking your covers, particularly if you have a name that has a cachet around it. And Keith Garvey, for how much he charges, has a pretty decent name. Which is not a lot. Yeah. He's a pretty good value. So yeah. So there you go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, good artwork.
Well, probably could actually fit him into issue 2 pretty easily.
Yeah,
so.
I definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
I think I think you'll move a lot more books.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'm actually have several Keith Garvey ideas in mind, and I'm going to be hiring him for books in advance, because just in case he decides to increase his rate.
Yeah.
As popular as he's getting, I'm like, I want to get as many covers from him as I can now before he decides to increase his rates. So,
by the way, I'm going to show you guys. I just did my most expensive cover ever, and I can show it to you if you want to see it.
But it wasn't.
Is that your Lords of Iron one?
Yeah.
It is a Lords of Iron one,
but it wasn't Audi, so you know.
It wasn't the one you saw.
No.
Oh, okay. It wasn't the RB White.
No. RB White, I paid a fair amount for, but look. I have these experiences, and I'm like, okay, I never end up really regretting shelling out money for art, because the art brings in, just like you saw, like Whiskey Paint. Are you gonna give Whiskey Paint more money?
Sure.
Yeah. Are you gonna give Keith Garvey more money?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
why not? Yeah.
It's good. No, this is not the dirty one. I try not to always sell boobs. So, what do we think?
It's good because I oh, there we go. That's awesome.
Oh,
I think that's really nice.
That is bitchin'.
Yeah.
So who's this?
This is a guy. He's never done a comic book cover before. He's a
concept
artist. An artist from the industry. He does work for like studios and shit. And,
movie posters.
Yeah.
That has poster
stuff.
That has a very cinematic feel to it.
Yeah.
Right.
That looks like a poster for an anime.
Yeah.
Yep.
So so he did this for me. His name's Scott Harbin, and
I'm thinking $1,500.
You nailed it. There it is.
All right.
$1,500.
There we go.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I've talked to some of these guys before, so yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. That is nice.
But part of me is it's. I feel like this is the contract I make with my audience. Of if I signal to them like I really don't care enough about this story to really throw the good artists at it, then why should they care enough to buy it?
Yeah.
So. Anyway, like I like Lords of Iron. Like the more I think about Lords of Iron, the more I think there's a lot I want to say, and I'm glad it's there. And there's really so much I want to say. I probably need to wait on issue 2 to really get my handle on that whole story arc. But I think there's going to be a lot that comes out of it, and I think people are going to love it. And I want them to look back and see that from the very beginning. It was gorgeous. So, exactly. I hear heavy metal. I hear heavy metal in my head looking at that. So, yeah, exactly. So this is the goal. So that's coming up on the horizon. But look, I think you two should be proud of what you accomplished. And all right, so Larry, so this book was mostly paid for by me.
Yes.
Because I had a contest a while ago, and the judge on the contest ended up playing stupid games and won a stupid prize, but that's a different conversation.
Not a conversation for the stream.
Yeah,
that's the only. Yeah. It's the only thing I'm thankful for. So with her anyway, but
but she, Victoria Kundert.
It was well deserved.
Yeah.
It was well deserved. Of all of the projects that was in the group, even mine, and I only say that because I got burned out on my own project halfway through the competition.
Yeah,
I gave up on my own project. I think before.
Yeah,
John
had a cool. John's concept was almost a little bit close to Reckless Child Endangerment, a little bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a comedic lovable rogue protagonist, Robin Hood Men in Tights kind of stuff. But
wait, where was he?
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
there you go.
Yeah.
He needed a sex demon first.
In another timeline, though, you funded Cat Kid, so I mean, like,
man,
yeah.
that would have been crazy.
Cat Kid wasn't bad. I think it needed some polish, but it was a decent concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with some good polish, I think it could have went somewhere. But I kind of felt like your story was the one that was ready for prime time.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of curious as if he would have followed through on that project, because
I am too. Because one thing, Larry, I gotta say, you did, and I fulfilled. I paid for most of it as per the terms of you winning the contest. But now that that's done, I understand you're embarking on issue 2 all on your own or something.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
All right, tell us about that.
Well, let's just start it. I haven't. I've just got one cover done, and I hired the same artist
yourself.
What? Oh, I hired the same artist. And
are you going to do the color work this time as well?
Probably.
Okay.
We'll see what happens when I get to that point.
See what happens.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I actually really enjoyed it, so
Yeah.
Like, we'll see. Primarily, I'd like to keep the same artist through the run.
Well, both you and John seem to like Samir.
Yeah.
And I feel Samir benefits from an inker, which I think John has also come to agree with. Larry, I think, is a little more.
I'm a little.
Samir he's okay with Samir doing pencil and ink.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more sold on his work.
If you're on a budget, you got to do what you got to do if you're on a budget.
Yeah.
I do kind of agree that I think he'll benefit from an inker.
Oh yeah.
And I do like Samir. I like his work. I was very happy with the cover that he did for me. He is doing the children's story Prelude for my next book.
Oh, nice.
And I reached out to Jake Balboa or Bilbo or whatever.
Yeah.
To have him see if he will ink those 5 pages for me. He has not responded.
That's pretty normal for him.
Yeah.
It's pretty normal for a lot of artists, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He either can respond or I'll find somebody else. I mean, like,
yeah, well, that's just it, right? Like, yeah.
And
it's hard to get a hold of some people.
Yeah.
And Samir and the Prelude is 5 pages. Samir's done 4 out of the 5.
Oh.
So until he delivers the 5th page, which again I'm not really rushing him for because it's a short-term gig. It's not like I'm offering him an entire book. It's 5 pages. So when he delivers the 5th page, if Jake hasn't responded to me by then I'll go find somebody else to ink him.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to find an inker, I think. But
No, definitely. I mean, yes, it is. But all right. Well, next week I've been doing a fair number of conventions, but next week I expect to have some pages. I should at least have some pages, and hopefully you guys maybe.
I've been working on them, but yeah, I keep going back and like changing stuff, unfortunately. So I'm not making a lot of progress right now. Yeah.
Hey, revisions are a part of the process, and they're a part of the process that people don't see. Like, even when we're doing this kind of thing, right? Like, what's his name? Mario?
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing the relentless Beetlejuice sushi girl. Right? Like, so I just saw he had a post when I was looking for the stream link today in the writer's shop. I was like, oh, well, what do I do with this exposition? So I sent him a quick note. But, like, he's come in with every minor revision, and we've read it. And it's been annoying, but the audience, insofar as it exists, is actually able to see it. And, like, I don't know how many times I've gone through some scripts and, like, tried to polish, or, like, I want to stare at it and see if I can be productive, and the best I can do is just edit harder. But it's still an important part of the process that, like, gets you over that hump, or it gets it into the hands of an illustrator, or it gets it produced better. And talking about it is still important, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, as long as you're not completely unproductive. And it sounds like you're not.
I mean,
You've had
some days, but yeah.
Rest on your laurels for a hot minute. You've earned it. Both
yeah.
I might have something in if I'm not deep in Kickstarter production land. We'll see. I have notes I've completely failed to turn into anything meaningful. So the writer's block is real.
It happens. Yeah.
But I mean, there's been so much production the last couple of weeks on Preston's projects. I've just been like, to keep up with that.
Yeah, because Lords of Iron had fallen behind schedule
so badly, and then it very quickly became on schedule magically.
Well, it wasn't magically. I pulled in Blonde, which by the way, this is the second time I've employed the technique. It worked far better the second time than it did the first time. But if I have an artist who's falling behind, and we've had conversations, and it's time to go, usually I will bring in a fill-in artist and go, you're having some problems. I see you're having some problems. I'm bringing in a buddy here, and the buddy's going to take some work off of your shoulders because you're clearly also, boom, we're going to take these pages, we're giving it to my buddy, and now you have less, and that is easier, right? And a lot of times this time it prompted them to go, thank you, I appreciate that, let me knock this out. And, because it's one of those things about people, competition drives them to do their best.
We also went through 5 letters in the course of a day and a half.
We did, yes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm glad we got that sorted out.
And
I like Ryan. I think Ryan's going to do really, really good work on Golden Princess, because most of his portfolio is fantasy stuff.
Okay, cool. Right.
But yeah, everyone's been really on point. It all happened very annoyingly while I was trying to take a weekend off.
Yeah.
That's how it always goes. Yeah.
But now it's pretty done. We're waiting for the retail cover from Chuck, and I think we're pretty wrapped, which is weird. Also good, and it's good for all of your listener to hear it, because Lords of Iron is totally done.
Exactly. Yes. Issue 1 anyway. So
excellent.
Yeah, there's going to be. I have plans that involve a lot more Palace and a lot more Lords of Iron and other books. So now that the conventions have died down for a bit, I will be. Although I got an email from Emerald City Comic Con today. Woo! There we go. I've been trying to get into that show for years.
It's about time.
Exactly. All it took was COVID.
It's just a minor thing. I don't know how it could have affected any of their plans. Clearly, finally just leveled up now.
It's like, well, we can't get
Emerald City was so hard, and finally they're like, "Well, we have some openings." I'm like, "I'll take it."
I'm not sure if that's insulting or.
I don't care.
Yeah, I know. It's like, well, we couldn't get the big artists.
We couldn't get other people. We'll give you a table. Like, thank you.
We'll just call Preston. It's like,
exactly. But yeah, look, the one thing I gotta, the spots I tend to be at in Artist Alley don't match the quality of the art that's hanging up behind me, because I'm just sitting here plunking down 1,500, 1,000, 1,300, 500, and look, the artists that you pay more usually are turning in better work. It's just, and if you've got a whole wall of that behind you, people stop and they look, and sometimes they buy, and that's cool. So, there you go.
Yes.
And then meanwhile the show is like, oh wow, this is, they can look, they can see the production value. They judge you by your fruits, and they go, oh, you must be somebody.
I was just talking with a colleague about actually making plans to go to conventions in Canada, and it looks like we're opening up really next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm quite excited about that. Maybe I'll eventually get to meet Larry.
It's possible. If you want to come over this way, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like Dartmouth a Comic-Con. I've got a really, really good friend just across the bay there in Halley.
Yeah.
And so I've got somewhere to stay, and I like Halifax, so why the hell not?
Well, I'm not anywhere near Halifax.
You're close
but
enough. I mean, I'm in
close.
Toronto, so
but
by
that
comparison, yeah,
that damn convention though.
You two could split a room or something. Oh, although Larry
Yeah.
has a horror story about the convention organizer, but
No. That convention's just really expensive for what it
it's
is.
expensive.
That's
Okay.
yeah. No, but for what it is, I mean, it's expensive, right? Like I've known other comic people, independent comic people that have gone down to it, paid like, I don't know what their table rate was. It was something crazy, like $1,000 or something for 3 days. I know that's not a lot for compared to the conventions that you're going to, but you know, for this one,
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, are you saying that's how much the convention charges you for a table?
Something like that. I think it was like $850 or something like that. But anyway,
that's absurd.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
That's absurd.
Anyway, so I usually tend to go to the smaller ones that have table rates of like $35, and I'm like, okay, that's doable.
That's crazy cheap.
Yeah, I signed up for one of those cheapo ones. I guess last year it was supposed to happen in November of 2020.
Yeah,
because I guess, well, it was supposed to happen in the summer of 2020, and then it was supposed to happen in November of 2020.
Yeah,
then it was supposed to happen in summer of 2021. Then they just ghosted everyone.
Yeah,
emailed everyone at the end of August that it was happening in October. Then canceled it a week before the vaccine passports came out.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Way to go, guys!
Yeah,
like I don't even care about my $30. Like whatever, I've already written that off as a business expense. But like, come on, like, I just want to know what I need to buy so I can table better at anything other than that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Well, probably be in Ottawa too if you want to do that.
Yeah, actually, I could probably end up.
I'm gonna let you guys make your Canadian convention hijinks arrangements.
You should come to Ottawa, Preston.
I think you would do good up there.
Doing conventions in other countries. You know, are you here for what are you here for? Business. All right, let's look at all the merch you're bringing with you. You know, it becomes a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass, but you know,
because Canada wants their piece of that revenue.
They want the taxes. Trust me.
They want the taxes. Yeah. That's a larger bureaucratic nightmare that I don't have to deal with when I'm just flying to Emerald
You've
City
got more options down there anyway. But
yeah.
So.
But yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, next week we're gonna have some pages, but I'm proud of you two. Good job. I look forward to seeing the next campaigns from both Larry and John, and of course Danny. And by the way,
way to go, John. Good job, guys.
There's a link for Lords of Iron down in the description. Everybody should go back it. I'm telling you, it's gorgeous art. It's both inside and out, and you're gonna love the story. All right, it's been Press and Polter, Pocket Desk Comics. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.